I'd have to say the first most important lesson I've learned as an entrepreneur is, number one, life is long. You don't have to succeed immediately. You don't have to build a company to $1 million in sales in the next year and a half. As a younger entrepreneur, we have 40, 50 years in business to achieve whatever goals that we set for ourselves. So to understand that even if you have to go work for someone else for 3 or 4 years to learn the business, or apprentice under somebody, or intern with a company in the industry you're interested in, that's okay. If that is, as long as you're moving toward your goal, toward whatever your dream is, it's absolutely fine to not immediately start a business. To build relationships for the long term, and that's really just a part of the first lesson, that life is long. So many people, they go throughout their day without really truly building quality relationships with the people around them, and I think that's a mistake. The relationships that we build now will allow us over time to become so much more successful. So build quality relationships for the long term, and play life, play the game of life as if it's a long-term game, because it truly is. Life is short, but at least for the 50 years that we're really going to be able to create positive change and create a business or a social entity, or make a difference within our lives, that really we need to think of that as a long-term perspective. The second most important lesson is to have a bias toward action. So many younger entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs that I see, they'll spend 8, 9 months working on a business plan, but they'll never take that first step. They'll not, say, build a website, or incorporate the company, or get business cards printed, or talk to some friends to get some ideas, or one of the most important things, talk to a few potential customers to get some insight into whether they'd be willing to use the product and at what price they'd be willing to pay for the product. So have a bias toward action. What can you do today to take a positive step in the direction of fulfilling your dream? And that's a critically important question to ask. I think the third biggest lesson: have goals, write them down, review them often, and judge yourself on your performance. Some people have goals. If you have goals, that's a great thing, because honestly, many people don't have goals. But the most important thing is not, in essence, to just have goals. It's to have goals and write them down such that you can actually see them, such that they're in your head and they're constantly in front of you. But even that's not the biggest thing. It's great to have goals and to have them written down and to have them in front of you. But you have to judge yourself on your performance. You have to look at them on a frequent basis, whether that be quarterly, biannually, annually. Look at the goals that you wrote down. See what you did. Check mark, red flag, you almost got there, whatever it is. And take a period of time to review those goals and review how you did, and then write new goals. And be honest with yourself about your performance and about what it was that enabled you to reach that goal or not reach that goal, such that you could have even bigger goals in the future. In terms of that goal-making process, think big. Our company, Broadwick, at the end of 2006, we were at about $330,000 a month in sales. We could have set a goal maybe to double that by the end of 2007 to maybe $700,000 in sales. But we didn't. The goal that we set, the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal, was to get to $1 million in sales by the end of 2007. Now, I don't know if we're going to get there or not, but what I do know is the very fact that we have that BHAG is going to push us to think about how we can achieve it, and most likely will end up a lot closer to that $1 million in monthly revenue goal than if we hadn't had that goal to push us to figure out what resources we needed, what people we needed, and what actions we needed to take to make that possible. So have goals, number one. Number two, write them down. If you don't currently have goals that are written down, do that right now. Stop what you're doing, stop reading, stop listening, stop watching, and write down your goals. Once you've written them down, frame them. Put them in a place, whether it's at your house or at your work. If it's more personal, you may wish to keep it at your home. Then take those goals, frame them, put them in a visible place so that you see them. And then on a regular basis, whether that's every 6 months or every year, I do it twice per year. So whenever I reach a new age, so August 14th is my birth date every year, I will set my goals for that age of life. And I'll also review my goals and how I've done for the previous age. And then at December 31st of each year, I will write down my goals for that next calendar year, and then as well as review my goals for the previous calendar year, see how I've done, and then set those big, ambitious goals going forward. So set goals, write them down, review them often. That's a critical lesson. The fourth lesson, you've got to be doing something you're absolutely passionate about. If you can align what you do with what you love, you're going to make so much more money, and you're going to be living a happier life. I think that's critical. If you're not working on something you're passionate about, go do something else that you are passionate about. If you're not sure what you're passionate about yet, that's okay. But constantly be seeking, listening to yourself. What makes you the most happy? What are you doing when you feel bliss, when you feel true, real happiness? When you feel that feeling, take a step back and ask yourself what you're doing right then, and then figure out how you can do that to make money. Building businesses, creating jobs for people, creating financial wealth for everybody around us, creating a product that millions of customers use, that's what I love to do. That's what drives me. That's what motivates me, because it's enabling me to do what I want to do later in life, become a senator, become president, make $1 billion, whatever my goals are in the future of life, get a master's degree from Harvard. Those are the things that I want to do, and this is what I'm doing now to be able to reach those dreams. And that's why I'm passionate about it, and that's why it drives me. Finally, you've got to know your core motivation, why you get up every day. Really spend some time thinking about what it is that drives you, what your core passion is, and why you're going to be a business owner. If you want to run a business, whether it's a social venture or a commercial venture, think about your reasoning. It can't be about the money. It has to be about something bigger. And for me, it's about changing the world on a global scale, to take the progress of the past few generations, the sacrifice of the people in the world that have worked to improve the prosperity and standards of living for all of us, and reduce poverty from 100% a couple hundred years ago to only about 40% of the world today. Now that's still terrible, but within our generation, because of technology, because of the sacrifices of so many people, we have the ability as a young generation today to fix the world's remaining problems in terms of environmental sustainability and poverty, both from an educational, health, nutrition standpoint. That's what drives me. So really think about what it is that you love to do and what it is that drives you and what your core motivation is.